the battle over the border making its way to Capitol Hill this morning. President Trump is preparing to meet with Republican lawmakers, some of whom now say that this zero-tolerance policy is going too far. Our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, is back on this morning for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, David, good morning to you. You know, President Trump says he doesn't like seeing these images of children in detention centers either, but he says it is up to Democrats to put a stop to this, even though many of the president's own allies say all he has to do is pick up the phone, make one phone call, and he himself could bring this to an end.
Overnight, the White House digging in. From Attorney General Jeff Sessions, no apologies.
We're doing the right thing. We're taking care of these children. They are not being abused.
The president himself not backing down either.
The United States will not be a migrant camp, and it will not be a refugee holding facility. Won't be.
President Trump again pushing his false claim that separating children at the border is required by law, a law he says Democrats can fix.
I say it's very strongly the Democrats' fault. They're they're really obstructionist.
But the reality, there is no law. Instead, this is a policy created by his administration, part of his zero-tolerance crackdown on illegal immigration. Past administrations allowed families to remain together while their cases were reviewed, even though the president's own chief of staff has said the separations are meant to deter undocumented immigrants.
Could be a tough deterrent. Would be a tough deterrent.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen bristled when asked if the administration is using these children as pawns.
Are you intending for parents to be separated from their children? Are you intending to send a message?
I find that offensive. No.
Have you seen the photos of children in cages? Have you heard the audio clip of these children wailing?
I have been to detention centers, and again, I would reference you to our standards. I would reference you to the care provided, not just by the Department of Homeland Security, but by the Department of Health and Human Services when they get to HHS.
But is that the image of this country that you want out there, children?
The image that I want of this country is an immigration system that secures our borders and upholds our humanitarian ideals. Congress needs to fix it.
But it is those very images now sparking widespread outrage. All four living former first ladies going public with their opposition, even members of the president's own party firing back. Senator John McCain calling the policy an affront to the decency of the American people and contrary to the principles and values upon which our nation was founded. And from Texas Senator Ted Cruz,
all of us who are seeing these images of children being pulled away from moms and dads in tears, we're horrified. This has to stop. Kids need their moms and dads.
Starting to hear from some Republicans on this as well. Cecilia with us live, and the president heads to the Hill today, Cecilia?
He does, for a closed-door meeting with House Republicans before they're set to vote this week on a number of these immigration proposals, some of which could end this family separation policy. Many of these Republicans, David, fearful that this issue, this controversy could come back and hurt them come the midterms. The president could very easily get an earful today. You know, there's 2,000 children separated from their families so far. I got to tell you, David, being here every day, it feels like the fallout on this one is only just beginning.
Yeah, it's not going away. Cecilia, thank you. And this morning there is a new poll out on this. Where do Americans stand on separating children from their parents when they cross the border illegally? Well, apparently Americans oppose it by nearly a 2-to-1 margin. So let's get right to our chief political analyst, Matt Dowd. He's in Texas. And Matt, bottom line here, you heard Cecilia report there that the president has repeatedly blamed Democrats for this. But this zero-tolerance policy is something his administration has put into place. Homeland Security Secretary Nielsen saying that the only way it can end is through congressional action. But bottom line, is that true?
It's clearly categorically false. That is just totally untrue what she says. The president, in a 30-second phone call, a 1-minute meeting, or the stroke of his pen could end this crisis. But the reason why he doesn't is he wants his wall, and he's using the kids right now as a hostage to get his wall paid for.
And Matt, we heard John McCain come forward overnight, Ted Cruz there in Texas moments ago. But here's what Democratic Senator Mazie Hirono said in the last 24 hours about lawmakers, particularly Republicans, in her words, who have not tried to stop this. Listen.
I hate to call them what they are exemplifying, like gutless wonders. They need to step up. This is a party that continues to talk about how family unity and all of that is so important. The word hypocrisy doesn't even begin to describe the fact that more of them have not come forward.
No question here, Matt, that the pressure is mounting. Is the president taking a risk here, or is he trying to speak to the base that got him elected? What's going on?
David, this is a huge risk. This is one of those moments as you watch in history that really fundamentally changes this. I think the President is wrong on the policy, but politically it's a really bad mood, and you could see beginning to fracture his support. Keep in mind he has 85% support among Republicans, but a third of Republicans are opposed to this policy. And his tactics that he's used thus far, which he's used before, is blame Democrats, blame Mexico, blame the media, aren't working. This is a huge political problem for the president.
All right, Matt Dowd, thanks to you, Cecilia and Gio, on this all for this morning. Thanks so much, Matt.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.